So, guys, this is my review for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Season 1, Episode number 6. And with that, guys, let's dive right into this episode. So, this episode was titled Tomorrow's Pluck. And I find it kind of weird that, that it's titled that as far as when you push play on the video, but the title was changed as far as what specifically the site is saying. The site is saying Tomorrow's Courage, but on the actual episode, when you hit play, when it finally pops up, it actually says Episode 6, Tomorrow's Pluck, and that's pretty much pertaining to what's going to be happening between JoJo and his opponent, right? So I did enjoy this episode, even though I kind of found it kind of weird. Kind of found it really weird that, in the midst of like JoJo fighting, Blue for it, that it was kind of like I was enjoying the fight, right? Like, they were doing their thing, they were going back and forth, basically. And literally, JoJo, he says it too. He's like, there's something different about Blue Form. He realizes that there's like this rage, this anger, this darkness in him, and blah blah blah. And then very randomly, Blue Ford, like he regained, like he's a zombie, right? But he regained some human, I want to say humanistic morals or something, to where he can feel pain again, and for some reason, some strange reason, JoJo was able to sense that. And when Blue Ford goes to attack him with a sword, like literally jumping over him to dive down for a hard blow to basically kind of like either really seriously injure him or kill him, Blue Ford stopped. And he noticed, he's like, you knew, he said to him on the lines like, you knew, you had that feeling like I wasn't gonna kill you or hurt you, something like that. Basically, that's what he was saying. And Blue Force just saying like, like even though I'm a zombie, I'm feeling this pain again, like it's basically saying like it's a curse and a blessing. Basically, that's what he was kind of saying. So I kind of found it very strange that this occurred very randomly during their fight, to where Blue Fort was feeling humanistic again, and that's what caused him to pass away. Before he passed away, he basically needed to know JoJo's name, and then he like on his sword it has the word luck on it, but he literally writes the letter P on it through cut of blood on his finger. He writes pluck on his weapon just before he officially dies, which is, again, like I said, was just very, very strange that this occurred. Very, very good fight, but it was just really, really strange that this occurred, because again, JoJo's going through it against Blue Ford. JoJo's being attacked by Blue Ford's hair that's sucking blood from his body, but then, like I said, very randomly, Blue Ford becomes human again, very randomly. So it was just really weird. But then we get the more backstory of Zeppeli and him when he was younger still, and him going to meet up with this. He runs into that doctor, and he noticed that the doctor uses hymen, and then that's, we're getting the backstory of how he's learning how to use hymen. And here in episode 6, we see that he goes and meets the doctor's master, who in turn will teach him how to use Haman, right? But the master kind of like is like a prophet. I want to say that's what it looks like. He basically says like when they shake his hand, he shakes Zeppelin's hand. He's like, I can see, basically saying like, I see your future. You're gonna end up dying, blah blah blah. But do you really want to train with me? He's, Zeppelin's like, yeah, sure. Even though in the midst of me, you telling me that I'm gonna die, you see my future or whatever, or a glimpse of it, like how, like Jedi and Sith, how they use the Force in Star Wars, they can sort of see a glimpse of the future. They just don't know if it's gonna truly happen or not. So it's, in a sense, it's just same thing, in a sense. So we get that, which I love that portion of the episode a lot. We're getting more of this Zeppeli backstory, which probably more than likely means he's gonna die. But then Tarkus versus JoJo, because the kid, the kid comes into play, but with JoJo and Tarkus fighting, and I found it very interesting that because they're at the inside that part of the, I want to say, part of the castle here. I also want to mention that I did like the fact that they used the Haman energy to connect to the leaves and kind of like glide off the mountain. I did like that part about the episode here in episode 6. That was interesting too. But Tarkus, he was with it. He was like he still chased after him, even though they glided off the mountain to try to escape. He jumped for them. He's like, look, I'm still coming after you. But I did indeed find it interesting that between JoJo and Tarkus's fight, that Tarkus takes him to that place with the place with the dragon, the temple dragon, something like that. I forgot the name of it. And the chain is wrapped around their necks, and basically like saying like it's a tug of war as they're fighting with the chains wrapped around their necks, and they each have the key to each other's lock on the chain to unlock. But the only way to do it is if either one of them kill each other to be able to win and escape and get the key to unlock the chain around their neck. I found that very interesting about this form of tug of war, to where somebody runs in one direction, the other one's getting pulled up and choked out, basically. That was very interesting to see here in episode 6. I found that very, very interesting. But again, the kid, the little boy, he does play a key role. He's able to, I kind of like the fact that this kid has some his resolve here was just like, he usually, like he's saying too here in the episode, like, I usually run away from stuff like this, but something's telling me to actually just like help out. So because he's the only one that is able to fit through this little part of the building of the castle temple thing, he's just like, man, I gotta help out. So he's able to get in there and kind of like help, to try to help JoJo, and so that he can be able to, so that JoJo can be able to really survive this fight against Tarkus. I did indeed enjoy that too about episode 6. But of course, as always, the cliffhanger cheese, hitting us with the cliffhanger, walking us right into the next episode 7, which I'll be watching soon. But all in all, I enjoyed episode 6. Just like I said, just the very interesting, weird stuff that happened at the beginning with Blue Forward. But I really did indeed enjoy the backstory of Zeppeli. I really, really did here in the episode. So, but with that, I'm getting ready to be out. Let me know your thoughts. What y'all think of episode 6 when you first hopped in to watch it for the first time. Leave some comments in the comment section below. Let's talk about some things, guys. But other than that, I will hopefully talk to you all next time with more JoJo Bizarre Adventures. Peace, guys.